Shira Vanachami Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Radha Madhava Shira De Radha Madhava Shira Jaya Radha Madhava Shira De Madhava Shira Jaya Kodanitai Mayapur Shashi Jaya Kodanitai Jaya Mayapur Shashi Jaya Kodanitai Mayapur Shashi Jaya Kodanitai Jaya Mayapur Shashi Jaya Shito Sinat Jaya Shito Sinat Shito Sena, Jaya Shito Sena, Jaya Giridalila, Jaya Giridalila, Giridalila, Jaya Giridalila, Jaya Narsingade, Jaya Narsingade, Singade, Jaya Singade, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya. Shishi Radha Madhava Ki, Shiv Prabhupada Ki, Shishi Kontai Mayapur Shashi Ki. Go Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Reading from the Nectar of Devotion. And this is the qualities of Sri Krishna, and we are at quality number 19, which is expert judge of time and circumstances. Krishna was very expert in dealing with people according to circumstances, country, time, and paraphernalia. How he could take advantage of a particular time, circumstance, and person is expressed by him while talking to Uddhava about his rasa dance with the gopis. He says, the most opportune time is the full moon night in autumn, like tonight. The best place within the universe is Vrindavan, and the most beautiful girls are the gopis. So my dear friend Uddhava, I think I should now take advantage of all these circumstances and engage myself in a rasa dance. The nectar of devotion ki. Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritaya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshabdreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhagavati Naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, Chapter 14, entitled Ideal Family Life. And today we are reading text 30 to 33. Saramshi Pushkaradini Kshetrani Arashtani Uta Kurukshetram Gaya Shirha Prayaga Pulahashrama Naimisham Paluganam Setu Prapasota Kushastali Varanashi Madhupuri Pampa Bindu Sarastata Narayana Shramo Nanda Sitarama Shramandaya Sarve Kulachala Rajan Mahendra Mala Yadayaha Ita Punyatma Desha Hare Ara Charistas Chaye Etan Desha Nisheveta Shreyas Kamohi Abhikshnasha Dharmahi Arehita Pumsham Saharadi Palodaya. We'll read word to word now. Saramshi lakes. Pushkara Adini, such as Pushkara. Kshetrani, sacred places like Kurukshetra, Gayakshetra, and Jagannath Puri. Arha, for worshipable saintly persons. Ashtitani, places of shelter. Uta, celebrated. Kurukshetram, a particular sacred place. Dharmakshetra. Gayashiraha, the place known as Gaya, where Gayasura took shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Prayaga, Allahabad at the confluence of the two sacred rivers, Ganges and Yamuna. Pula Ashrama, the residence of Pula Muni. Naimisham, the place known as Naimishranya, near Lucknow. Palugunam, the place where the Palgu river flows. Setubanda, where Lord Ramachandra constructed a bridge between India and Lanka. Prabhasaha, Prabhasakshetra, Ata, as well as Kushastali, Dvaravati or Dvaraka, Varanasi, Benares, Madhupuri, Mathura, Pampa, a place where there is a lake called Pampa, Bindusara, the place where Bindusaravara is situated. Tata, there. Narayana Ashrama, known as Badavikasharama. Nanda, the place where the Nanda river flows. Sitaram, of Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. Ashrama Adaya, place of shelter like Chirakuta. Sarve, all such places. Kulachala, hilly tracts of land. Rajan, O king. Mahendra, known as Mahendra. Malaya Adaya, and others like Malayachala. Ete, all of them. Punyatama, extremely sacred. Deshaha, places. Hare, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Archashritaha, places where the deity of Radha Krishna is worshipped, such as big American cities like New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and European cities like London and Paris, or wherever there are centers of Krishna consciousness. Cha, as well as, ye, those which, etan deshan, all these countries, nishvesheveta, should worship or visit. Shreya Kama, one who desires auspiciousness. He, indeed, Abhikshnashaya, again and again. Dharmaha, religious activities. He, from which, Atra, in these places, Ihita, performed, Pumsham, of the persons, Sasara Adi, more than 1,000 times. Pala Udjaya, effective. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki. Yeah. Translation. The sacred lakes like Pushkara and places where saintly persons live like Kurukshetra, Gaya, Prayaga, Pulashrama, Namishranya, the banks of the Palgu River, Setubanda, Prabhasa, Dvaraka, Varanasi, Mathura, Pampa, Bindu Sarovara, Badarikshama, Narayanashrama, the places where the Nanda River flows, the places where Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita took shelter, such as Chitrakuta, and also the hilly traces and land known as Mahendra and Malaya. All of these are to be considered most pious and sacred. Similarly, places outside India where there are centers of the Krishna consciousness movement and where Radha Krishna deities are worshipped must all be visited and worshipped by those who want to be spiritually advanced. One who intends to advance in spiritual life may visit all these places. and perform ritualistic ceremonies to get a result 1,000 times better than a result of the same activities performed in any other place. Purport. In these verses, in the verse 29, stress is given to one point, Hare Archasitaschaye, or Hare Archa. In other words, any place where the deity of the Supreme Person of Godhead is worshipped by devotees is most significant. The Krishna conscious movement is giving the population of the entire world a chance to take advantage of Krishna consciousness through the ISKCON centers, wherein one may perform deity worship and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and in this way obtain a result with effectiveness increased 1,000 times. This constitutes the best welfare activity for human society. This was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission as it was predicted by him in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya 4.126. Pravite acheyata nagarika rama sarvatra prachara haibe more nama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted the Hare Krishna movement with installed deities to spread to every village and town in the world, so that everyone in the world might take advantage of this movement and become auspicious in spiritual life. Without spiritual life, nothing is auspicious. Mogasha, moga karmano, moga jnana, vichetasha. Bhagavad Gita 9.12. No one can become successful in fruitive activities or speculative knowledge without being Krishna conscious. As recommended in the Shastras, everyone should be very eagerly interested in taking part in the Krishna consciousness movement and understand the value of spiritual life. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shtapitan Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Karamayam Tat Bhatati Swadpadantikam Panchakalpatrubhishta Kripa Sindhueva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatate Shatarine. Hare Krishna. So I'm always honored to give a chance, although I sometimes resist. I always trying to take the most benefit of having this opportunity to just at least try to glorify Bhagavatam. So I always pray to devotees, to Sri Prabhupada and Shishi Korantime during worship, Shishi Korantime my Prashashit, that I can at least I can say something today, and I pray I always remain a student. So there's in these three how many verses? 4 verses. It's described the different sacred places that we can take advantage from. And luckily enough, good news. We are already in a sacred place. We're in a temple in Las Mahego. So, as Prabhupada describes, is that wherever the deity or the Supreme Person of Godhead is worshipped, it's a sacred place. Right? So we are on a good path. Right? We just have to get we just have to get some more people, more people coming, so that everyone else can take advantage of it. So so in the verse we can see there's so many different places that have this potency of that where we can connect, and we can advance spiritually much faster, more effective. But when the devotee travels, he's like a traveling temple. All right, so even if we don't have a chance to maybe to go these places, we can try to find a pure devotee, because pure devotee always carries Krishna in his heart, and it's like a temple, right? So actually, everyone is every person is like a walking temple. The difference is that between pure devotee and maybe someone we maybe meet on the street is that someone, they just haven't opened a temple yet, but they have that potential to open a temple. All right, so in one of the morning walks from Life Comes from Life, Prabhupada talks about that. He's pointing out this person who's swimming, and he's saying like, I have a potential to also swim, right? And in the same way, every 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 human being has this potential in this human life to open this temple in the heart, right? Krishna is already there. We just have to acknowledge it, right? So when the pure devotee is basically is welcoming everyone, to come in and take darshan, right? Come into the temple and take benefit. So he has that ability to emit this spiritual potency and actually trying to inspire everyone else. So whenever I personally or devotees go on the street and visit, meet some new people, it's like going from temple to temple, right? We can see how each person is treating their temple, right? But we know that actually temple has to be kept nice and clean, so in good condition. There should be a regular worship going on. But we can see when we meet different people on the street, there's actually we can see how each of them treat their temple. So it's not always the best condition, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, Prabhupada further on explains in a purport that one of the reasons why yes, I guess establish the ISKCON is for the people to have this opportunity to come closer to Krishna consciousness, and have this opportunity to see the deities, meet like-minded people, and be able to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right? And this we're also trying to do. This is also trying to do also as we bring take ourselves to the street, right? So we're trying to spread the holy name, and then try to invite us the people to actually come and join us. And as Prabhupada says that when we actually visit these sacred places, then the effect is 1,000 times increases 1,000 times. So we have to be very careful. Actually, it's not that. So for someone maybe, so the process has to be quite gradual. So I personally haven't yet been to the Holy Dam. Well, I'm in a Holy Dam, but I haven't been to India yet. And so there has to be some sort of preparation. So that it's not it's not because so we can not only because will be easier to enter Vrindavan, but it's also so we don't make opposite reaction, and then we also don't make a lot of offenses. So that definitely has to be the right mood um, to in attempt to trying to enter the Vrindavan. And in the same way, also like whenever we come every morning to the temple, we should try to also build the right mood, because whenever we're in a mental platform, it's it's very hard to connect. Sometimes it's very hard to connect with devotees and deities when we are just always in mental platform thinking about some sort of I don't know, material problem or whatever problems we are going through in life. And so further on at the end of the purpose, also Prabhupada talks about how no one can become successful in fruitive activities or speculative knowledge without being Krishna conscious. Right? So Prabhupada kind of points out the secret of attaining peace and attaining success in life is actually to become Krishna conscious. Because so most of the people, we are attached to Sri Shri Kavintai Mai Pusha Shri Ki. So in the modern age, most of the people are attached to the results of action, right? So we think that we have some sort of influence over a result, over our action result. So, but in reality, the only thing we can really influence is our endeavor and the way we perceive things, right? So we don't have really much influence over the result of our action, right? So which might sound a little bit demotivating, but actually it's quite liberating, right? Because when we don't have a really influence on our result, then whenever we succeed, we are it's a big surprise and big we are pleasant, we are happy, right? So it turned out well. But whenever something doesn't go right, then we stay hopeful. We think, okay, maybe next time, right? So we kind of just keep going, whatever might happen. So, but whenever a person is really attached to the result of his actions, then whenever he succeeds, there's a potential to develop a pride, right? Because he might think, oh, this is because I did this and this, and right. So purely because of my endeavor, I managed to gain this result. And whenever such a person fails, then it can be very demotivating, right? So he thinks that, oh, I put so much effort into this, right? So I spent so many hours to prepare for the exam, but then I failed. I didn't get my degree. Yeah. So there's so many other little things that actually influence the result of our action. That there's simply no way to control such a thing. So Krishna says that just offer all the results to me, right? And whatever in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that whatever you have, I will keep, and wherever you're lacking, I will try to provide. And so Krishna says that basically we don't have to be the best, but we have to try to do our best, right? So try to do our best. Sort of like, it's not like, for example, whenever we start a book distribution, or maybe there's some new person joining us on the street, and the mentality shouldn't be you looking at the most senior, the devotee, and saying, okay, I should be like him, or I should distribute as many books as him as well. But the mentality should be that I should just try my best, and we don't really know what's our best when we start start working on this. So because what Krishna is looking for is actually endeavor, right? Have we put our heart into this practice, right? Or our heart is somewhere else, right? Is it's you know, we might be maybe good book distributors, right? We distribute 100 books every day, uh, big score, right? But we haven't really put our heart into it. But then at the same time, there may be a person who maybe doesn't, maybe just distributed one book, and he was fully focused all day and always meditating on Krishna, right? So there's definitely difference between these two personalities. Um, so so yeah so uh, so also from Ramayana, there's this the story when Ramachandra and his army was building a bridge to Lanka. So there were different entities, different living entities, smaller, bigger ones, who were helping to bringing or different rocks and building the bridge. So there were so the big monkeys, right? They were carrying like a huge rocks, right? And when they saw these little ants, little small creatures, they're like insignificant. Get out of my way. There's no time, right? So, but Lord Ramachandra was saying, "Wow, what a beautiful service attitude. This is amazing. And this kind of shows that actually, even that little ant maybe uh, didn't bring any like big insignificant difference on building the bridge, but he did whatever he could. The little ant, he tried his best, right? So, and that's what Krishna is actually looking for. It's not that we should be the best, but we should just give our full heart, full attention to him. Because oftentimes also like that, so someone make a nice big donation to the temple, right? But actually maybe he's holding something back. Whereas maybe from my own experience, as I've been on the street, there was a lady I met in Falkirk, and so I explained the Bhagavad Gita, explained what we do. We have a farm, and she was very, very much interested, and she really wanted to get Bhagavad Gita, but she didn't have much money, right? So she gave whatever she had at that point. So she gave whatever the coins she had, and then she looked into the bank account and gave all the whatever she had left in the bank account. So, and even myself at that moment, I was quite moved because I could see that she just giving everything so she can get that book, and I'm sure Krishna that moment also was quite moved, because you can see person's giving everything in order to get that book. So whereas maybe someone who's maybe more wealthy hasn't that same mood, right? So, and this kind of idea goes with everything, really. We should try to be fully absorbed every day, because the mood changes every day, and sometimes we don't feel like sometimes being doing Krishna consciousness or do chanting, but we just try to do our best in that particular day, and Krishna will certainly reciprocate. So, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that if you offer me water, leaf, fruit with love and devotion, I will accept. Right. So the way I interpret this is that Krishna doesn't look for anything much, because he's already complete. He doesn't need really anything. But if he give that devotion, loving devotion, then he will certainly accept, and that's what he really is looking for. And I just want to go a little bit back to maybe any questions or comments so far. So I want to a little bit go back to the verse and purport. So if I'm correct, so from Nectar of Devotion, there are Rupa Goswami, right? He describes these 5 devotional activities, right? So which kind of really enhance our spiritual life. And so 5 of them are chanting the holy name, which is chanting the Hare Krishna, regularly reciting Srimad Bhagavatam or any other holy scripture, residing in a holy dham, getting the association of devotees, and so chanting the holy name, reading the scripture. So reading scripture, association of devotees, residing in a holy dham, and then worshiping deities. So Rupa Goswami is kind of like, it is boiled, because it's boiling down from 64. This is 64 devotions practices to 5. It's like in modern age we want everyone quickly, we don't have much time, and also we don't have much patience. So I feel like these days we have this desire of like, if you just press this one button, then it's gonna satisfy all the desires, right? So Rupa Goswami is kind of boiling down to all these 5 really essential kind of like gateways to how we can quickly and efficiently develop spiritually, right? So, and lucky enough, actually, all these 5 activities are within what we do day to day, right? So we wake up, we come worship deity in the temple, right? So we chant the holy name. We have our 2-hour japa session, and then we have Srimad Bhagavatam class, and this always happening within devotee association. And whenever there is a discussion on Bhagavatam, it must be considered a holy dham, right? Whenever the deity, as Prabhupada says, whenever there is a deity or Supreme Person of Godhead, it's considered a holy dham, right? So all these 5 things are Prabhupada and I see as kind of like integrated into our society. So I just want to share a little bit more of my own experience of when I joined the Hare Krishna movement. So is just kind of focusing on these 5 principles, of devotional service. Is that whenever I joined, I wasn't quite familiar with any of these, but then through their experience and through the seeing different examples of devotees, I kind of got more taste of it, of these 5 things. So I remember when it's one of the first programs, there was this fire sacrifice, and then there was a Maharaj coming, and I could see that everyone was like really like falling on the ground, paying obeisances, doing for dandavats, and kind of like just getting ready, because it kind of like emphasizes this idea of devotee association, especially meeting a pure devotee. All right, so everyone's kind of like, they kind of putting, that's a priority, right? So when you through that action, you can see that, because devotees are kind of like the understanding this is special, right? And also remember that whenever there was a namahat, there was as usual, there was kirtan, there was a lecture, and then prasad, right? So after prasad was finished, I saw that without even saying anything, everyone's just like started doing some service, washing the floor, washing the pots, I don't know, taking care of kids, or just doing some service and very actively. And I was very confused at that time. I was like, what's going on here? Because I wasn't very used to these things, right? And so that devotee association is quite important, because through that devotee association, the devotees to teach about, you should be chanting, or you should be reading on, or let's go to the holy dham, or let's go to the temple, right? So these kind of things, the devotee association kind of connects them all. And so some more personal experiences that when I was in a university, it kind of like, not always consciously, I was kind of like attracted to come and get an association, even just for the 2 days. Even had to do the travel maybe 4 hours there and back. So somehow other, like sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, I knew that the devotee association is very important, because then it kind of like it opens more opportunities to grow spiritually, because we can chant together, we can read together, and we can have a loving association together. So yeah, I think I will stop here. Maybe any question or comment, please. Reflection, maybe.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. In the translation, the last sentence says, "One who intends to advance in spiritual life may visit all these places and perform ritualistic ceremonies to get results 1,000 times better than the results of the same activities performed in any other place." Uh, could you help understand ritualistic ceremonies? What are these?
So so my understanding, so some of the ritualistic, ceremony would be more of so whatever we kind of like some offering, or like we do parikram, or but it shouldn't be just a ritualistic activity. So there's different things we obviously do in temple. Worshiping deities, ritualistic activity, but it shouldn't be just a ritualistic activity. It should be more in a sort of like deep understanding why this should be performed. So when we understand, why we perform these ritualistic activities, then so we understand what's the goal, right, of these rituals activities. And then so that would be, offering some, whatever we bring, maybe some fruits or something like that, we offer to the give it to temple, or we take darshan, or as I said, we circumvent these holy objects and personalities. So whenever we do a lot of ritualistic activity, obviously here in temple, but when such in more places, more potent places, as maybe Vrindavan or Mayapur, these things are more sort of amplified. And so the question was, what are these ritualistic activities, ceremonies? Yeah, so it's in a way of sort of like whatever sort of like an offering or devotion service kind of we're trying to do. Devotion service more of it comes with more meaning, that it's we're trying to put our heart in, but even a person who's maybe haven't put his heart into it, right? So if we perform these ritualistic activities, such as coming to temple, maybe pujaris offering arati, and we can bring different items, we can pay obeisances, and things like that. If I'm a bit struggling, but maybe you can help here.
No, this is helpful, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Maybe any more maybe reflections or whatever you heard, maybe, or some more things to discuss. Okay. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi. Yo.
His grace Bhakta Reinis Prabhu ki.
Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki, Jai.